We are discussing about the transport management system, right? TMS configurations, transport management system, TMS configurations. So as part of this one, the TMS, yesterday we have configured we have done the domain controller configuration, then adding the systems into the domain controller. So these two things, and the transport routes, transport layers. So how many types of transport layers we have? How many types of transport layers we have?
ACP standard layer and Z SID layer.
Yeah, ZSAD layer, right? ECP transport
Yes,
layer and ZSAD layer here. So what is the difference? What is the difference here? SAP transport and everything. So transport. So SAP standard changes which are providing by SAP. So those are the standard one. Original changes will go original lane, right? So lanes concept, the kind of lane, road transport, yesterday, whatever we discussed, right? That is the one. So then, so ZSAD custom means which our developers will do the development activity. Those changes will go to the that level. That is called the custom, right? ZSAD and SAP layer. These are the two layers are there here. Okay, that is the main thing here. Okay, so here, so let's see whether you have done the configuration is correctly or not. Let me verify it. I think you have done it. So your domain controller is the ECD system. Let me go to the here, just refresh it here. So, but something is happened here. Normally, when you refresh the buffer, you should not ask the user ID and the password. You should not ask here, but it is asking here, right? It is asking the ECD user ID and the password. It is asking here, which means it's not something is not good here. Right? See here, all the buffers are in the red status. So either reading the import queue, either reading the import queue, which means it's not in the good situation. It's not in the good. So what happened here? So what happened here? So why? So which means we will see now why it is. See here, everything it is asking the gather. So let me go to the STMS again. So here I am using the business client, right? So this is the one of the new user, same as like this is a login pad only. Instead of login pad, you can also use the SAP business client. So I think it is available in our login pad, I hope, right? So just you can open it and you can log in it. This is a kind of new user experience. This is the one. So RFC destinations are not working here. RFC destinations are not working here. That's the reason here. So let's go to the here. Then so delete it. Delete the configuration here. So go to the systems here. Go to the systems here.
so we can change password no, that we have to run that report.
No, actually, when you configure it, so if you correctly configure, if you correctly give the details, so it will be clear actually. So if you are not giving correctly, so then it will give the problem here. That is the main thing here. So delete configuration. Let me delete it again. We'll reconfigure in the here again. We will reconfigure it here. So that is done, right? Let me log into the business client. Okay. So 000, right? We have to log into the 000. Then from there, we have to perform the configuration 000. So we have to perform the configurations here, right? So because all the configurations, TMS related configurations, we have to perform from the 000, right? So I have deleted already the TMS configuration. I have deleted here. So So the configuration I have deleted here. Here we will configure P as a domain controller here. P as a domain controller here. So transport P as a domain controller here. So let me go to ECD here. Where is ECD here? How can I go ECD? Settings I need to adjust here. So 000 client. Go to the systems. So it's already deleted, I guess. The configuration. Delete the configuration. Okay. So what I am doing now here, first of all, ECP is as your domain controller. Then go to the ECP, execute the, first of all, we need to decide the, which is the domain controller here. Create the new domain here. ECP is your new domain here, domain underscore SID. Just click on the save button here. Then give the TMS ADM password. Password should be the same here, right? So same password we have to give it here. Both the locations you have to give the same password here, all the systems. Now you are logged into the domain controller. So when you are doing this domain controller configuration, what will happen here? The trans directory get updated. The trans directory get updated here. The trans directory get in the bin folder. This is get updated here, right? These are the transport profiles. In the bin directory, the transport configuration and the transport profiles exist here. So right now you have done it now. So go to the your ECD, add the ECD into the domain controller. Then you have the ECP came already here, right? Just click on the save button here. Then same passwords you have to provide it here from there, and here you have to provide the same passwords. Otherwise, what will happen? The password log, something is happen, will happen. Now this system is waiting to be included in the transport domain. Then go to the here. So go to the systems here. Then see here ECD is waiting to be included. Then you need to do the approve button here, right? You need to do the approve button here. Click on the approve button. Then that will be, so that will be added to the here approve button. That will be added to the here. So here upload the configuration, the TMS configuration, adjust the configuration here. So here there is a mark, update the configuration here, right? So here you have updated the configuration, even though it is not good, not set, something is happened in the systems wise. So that is the reason the configuration is not getting updated here. The configuration is not getting updated here, right? So that is the reason I think we see the issues, right? So let me try to update manually, distribute and activate. So even though no luck, so still it is not updated the configuration here. So
Distribute to all systems.
the okay configuration is inconsistency. Okay, maybe we are in the transport domain controller. The root configuration is the inconsistency, I guess, right? ECD2 something is wrongly configured here. So let me try to delete all these things here, right? Let me try to delete all these things and we'll try reconfigure everything here, right? Everything we will reconfigure, delete the things, everything. So save it, right? So save it, go to the roots. So once the configuration is done, go to the here menu, then configuration, standard configuration. So we need to go to the edit mode here, menu, standard configuration. There are the two systems, right? ECD is our development. Then ECP is our production system. Then click on the OK button. Now configuration got changed here, right? Now configuration got changed in the systems now. You can see here the configuration got changed now. So this is where we can see it here. Now go back here. So check again why the root is inconsistency. the configuration is inconsistent. So just click on the help button. The domain configuration is modified but not activated. So go to the here systems. Maybe so we'll activate here, update the configuration again. No. ECP updated, but only ECD having issues here. ECD having the issues here. Something is happening here, ECD. So in ECD system, that's why you can see here the TMS configuration is inconsistency. So TMS domain configuration is modified but not activated. So if you go to the help button, you will see the TMS domain configuration is modified. Domain configuration modified. Okay.
Why is that in different color? Can you go back? That systems you selected. I'm just trying to understand.
Which one? Here?
No, the back screen. No?
This one?
Yeah. There, the systems you click that fifth icon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth. Yeah.
Okay. This icon is
Yeah. Please click that. So on the right side, what is that conf? It is
configuration. Configuration is not getting updated here. This is active. Configuration is up to date, but this is not getting activated. This is not getting activated. So
activated. Okay.
Yeah. See here, local TMS configuration is inconsistency, which is not correctly configured here. So local transport configuration can update the system to transport controller using the STMS. So let me clear it again, everything.
Sir, is it that host entry and all this thing over done here? Source to target and target papers.
I think the destinations, when we delete it, all will be deleted, right? So all will be deleted. I don't think, but let me reconfigure it again. Let me reconfigure it here. Okay, you are in the ECD 000. You are in the ECP. ECP also not configured. Let me go to the profile bin directory. So clear all those things. Clear. First of all, delete these configurations. Delete, or you can have to take the backup. That is the thing we have to do it here. Now go back to the ECP STMS. Okay. So configure the domain, save it, enter the password again. Okay, you are logged into the domain controller. Fine. Here any roots? Yes, here the roots. First of all, remove all these things. When you are deleting the configuration, the roots and layers, all we have to delete it actually. All these things we have to delete it. Okay, keep it this one. Okay. So roots also we deleted. Done is empty. Configuration we deleted. When you go to this button again, the configuration got generated. Right, see here in the bin folder, everything we got deleted, everything again it got generated here. Now go to here your ECD. I'm in the ECD. Execute the STMS again. It will ask the ECD domain. ECD is the domain controller. Then ECP is the domain controller. Why two domain? Anyone is doing parallelly anything while I am working on it here? Parallelly anyone is doing?
I just opened the STMS, but I didn't touch anything.
Yeah. Because here someone already configured ECP, we configured, but ECD someone is already configured. So let me delete it, this one. That might be the reason multiple times he is asking the configuration. Later you can perform the practice, not a problem. But in the class, we'll see why we face this type of issues here. So I deleted all again. So do this one, and also in the ECD, I deleted everything here. Again, going to the STMS. So, okay, suppose like ECD, like make it ECD, domain controller, London. Okay. Valid local configuration. The transport configuration system is inconsistency. Upgrade the system. I tried earlier before the class. Okay. STMS. Okay. ECT. So 000 DDIC. Give the password. Normally it should not ask this configuration. Okay. You log into the domain controller. Fine. Then go to the ECP P for production. STMS. So then add to the ECD domain controller. Then provide the passwords here.
Password should be heavy. New password heavy.
User locked. Okay.
Client number you have provided wrong.
No, that is fine, but here the user is locked or deleted. So in the ECD, the user got locked in ECD. So let me,
Previous ATM user might be logged.
yeah, let me log in. So this is a very tough actually, the configuration.
Oh,
If you give wrong passwords, that will be,
no,
uh,
that TMS ADM user is locked, sir.
that means, yeah, that is the thing, I guess.
We can do only from that client only. Unlock that user.
First of all, check the DDIC whether it is locked, not locked. Then what about the TMS ADM? TMS ADM. So TMS ADM is locked due to incorrect. So incorrect, unlocked. Now I have unlocked the TMS ADM. So delete that one. It will be created automatically, right? Why it's there? Delete that user. Right. So delete it. Now go to ECP here. Now let's click on the STMS. Domain controller now. In configuration. This is a very worst configuration.
I was tried also.
Okay. So this is done. Which system is this? ECD. Now go to ECP. So save it. Now user configuration here. Again, it is asking the, normally it should not ask user ID. That is the main thing here. So user ID password, right? System 18.
TMS ATM sir user password should be heavy. Medium heavy password.
Yeah, ECD. Now go to the systems. Now add the systems. This is active, and ECP activate approve button. Just approve it. So name and password is incorrect. Yeah, something we tried different way. Something is happened previously only. So it got corrected. TMS ARM passwords. You can delete all. Delete all. Delete it. Delete it. All deleted. Now let's configure again HTMS. Save. Now give correctly everything. Okay, you have done ECD. Now go to ECP. Just execute HTMS. Give the ECD as a domain controller. Click on save button. It will ask the transport this one. Go to this button. Then repeat password must be identical. Why it's not typing? Right. Okay. So it is waiting to be included in the domain. Go to the ECP, ECD systems. Now, so just try to approve it. Right. Now see configuration got up to date. Now systems are in the green status now. So it's up to date now. Right. So the thing is previously some wrong things we tried it. Now, so everything is okay now. Right. Everything ECD and ECP, everything is okay. Green now. We are in the green status here. So just to refresh it. So all this will be good. The status will be the green here. Okay. So we are in the green status. Okay. Green status. Done. This is the TMS configurations which we have done it yesterday. Right. Routes, layers, domain control, adding the systems. That is what we tried. Something got one password or something got messed up. We will be in the dangerous. Will be in the dangerous here. Right. So dangerous means we need to work it out. See how much we work it out, all these things here. So that is the main thing here, right? So here, so let me, once the configuration is done, TMS configurations, everything is done now. Then what is the next one here? The configuration is the very important here. So then what next here? Once the TMS configuration, everything is done. So let me, so log off all the sessions. Then log into the ECD, ECD development system. Log into the ECD development system with user. Okay, with the user, you can log in. Okay, you can log into the system, the development system. Okay, so now what is the next point, next topic which we have to discuss here? So once the creation is done, next one is the creating the transport request, creating the transport request. So what is mean by transport request. Transport request is the one of the container which we will store the objects, which we will include the objects. Suppose when you go to the one shopping mall, so they will give the one carry bag. Carry bag is called the transport request. Then inside that you will maintain the your things, right? Either your whatever the thing you purchase, so that is the thing you will maintain it inside that one. Maybe that is the phone or so whatever it may be that you will maintain. So here carry bag is the our transport request. Then inside that you will maintain the objects, right? So inside that you have to maintain the objects. To carry out the your things in the shopping outside, you need one carry bag, right? Definitely you required, right? So here also to move the objects data from one system to another system, you need the transport request. So transport request is the container which we can store the objects, right? We can include the objects here. So transport request we have to create in the, so we can use the 3 transaction codes here. SE01, SE09, then SE10. So these are the three transaction codes. We can create the transport request here, right? So the creation of the transport request here. Why? Because it's not our duty, but even though we will learn about the transport request concept here, the creations, right? So the creating the transport request will be done by the transport owner. Owner means either the functional or development team. Sometimes we may have to create, rare cases we may get it created here. But if you're confusing, you can ignore it, but creation is not in our scope. But if you learn, that will be good also, right? Creation. So go to the one of the go to the system here, go to the SE01 here for creation of the transport request. Click on the create button here. So while creating the transport request, you see, so what is the customizing request? There are the types of transport requests are there. Types of requests are there here. Customizing request, workbench request, transport of copies, right? So customization request means client specific objects, So which means client specific objects within the system only. Suppose you don't want to move to the other systems and it's a cross client, then you should not use the customization request. You have to use the workbench request here. Customization request means client specific, and workbench request means cross client. Cross client means it is applicable for the this system and another system, another landscape systems also. The workbench request is applicable, right? Then transport of copies. Transport of copies means here what we have to do here. Transport of copies here. So we need to, so during the refresh time, during the refreshing our system, that time we will create the transport of copies. Rare cases we will use this one, but most frequently we will use the workbench request or customization request. So let's create the either any request procedure same here. Just click on the copy button here. Then it will ask the description. What you want to move to the your production system. Suppose like, so dummy transport, example transport, or so moving the changes, what I can tell like BDLS changes to so production, something like that. You can just written it something meaningful here, right? Just click on the OK button. Then immediately the request will be created here. The transport request will be created here, right? So whenever you click on the create button, then carry bag is there now here, means transport request is there. Then inside that you need to add the objects. So you need to double click the main request here, go to the objects here. So here objects means what type of objects we are putting here. So maybe full objects, yes. So then what is the object name here? So maybe which type of objects here? So like package, objects, elements, single interface, text, report, what table, what you want to do, what you want to move it here. Some views, fields, so what you want to do that one. Some role, yes, role I want to move to the here. What is the role name here? So maybe any role, admin, something like that you want to move it. So just click on this button. So maybe you want to move the role or you want to move the table, whatever you want to move. So just add, you need to fill that's transport syntax. You need to fill it out here, right? You need to fill the transport syntax. You need to fill it from here, right? So here you need to choose anything here. So anything you can choose it here. Maybe I can take it here. So it here TABU table, right? So then what is the table you are moving to the from here to there? You are trying to move it here. Suppose like the table name is called the maybe what I can do here TBTC. So some TBTC star tables or something like that. So just transport tables are TBDLS. TBDLS changes I'm moving here. Means some logical system naming conventions I'm moving from development to quality. I'm moving here. In the table case, you have to put the star. Means all the data in the table I'm moving here. This is the syntax you need to follow here. So okay, you not only here, anywhere you have to follow the same syntax you have to follow. Maybe this may be change or the object name may be change it even in your case, but the way of procedure is same here. Once done it, go back here. Then so see here we have the main request and sub request also available here. Then try to release it here. Now you modifiable, not request is in the modifiable, means you have added the objects. You have added the objects here. You have added the objects in your systems. You have added the objects, TBDLS objects you have added here, right? So then these are the changes. Means whatever the in the table, suppose you take the new session, check what is there in the table here. So go to the SE16, then check the TBDLS table here. Okay, they check how many entries are there here. Here you have the ECD 100 client. So ECP 101 client. Here 3 entries are there here. Here we have the 3 entries are there here. So then production, how many entries are there here in the production? How many entries are there in the productions? Let's go to the production here. Let's validate. Why? Because we are moving the changes from development to production systems. Then so same changes. Let's just validate it first of all. Let's validate the changes here. What entries are there here? In the production, how many are there here? Right? In the production, only one entry is there here. That is called the ECP one entry is there here. Logical system, ECP one entry is there here. Right? Which is not. So with this is only one entry. In the development, you have the 3 entries are there here. 3 entries are there here. Add more entries also. We can add it. That is not a problem. Right? So let's move it here. So I am moving this table changes from development to quality system. I am moving here, right? Development to the production. I am moving here. In this case, request you created here. Request you created here, right? This is the request you created. This is the production, right? See here, ECP 100. We have only 100 client is there. Only one entry is there here. One entry is there in the table level, right? So which means so you are moving your development entries. In the development, you have the 3 entries. You have seen, right? In the development, you have the 3 entries here in the development. See, 1, 2, 3. Here, this is the development. So you are moving these changes to the them. So in this case, you have added those changes into the transport request here. Then release the transport request, right? Why? Because transport owner, who is the owner? Basis. Basis is the owner. He has to release the transport request. Normally in our case, so normally your developer has to release the transport request here. So whenever you are doing the configuration or the TMS configuration is located here only. Bin, the configuration is exist here, bin, right? Then co-files. Co-files means, so the co-files, which means, so the transport request, whenever you are creating the transport request will split into the 2 files here. So co-files and so data files, co-files and data files. So whenever you are trigger it in the transport request, whenever you release it, release means you are exporting, then it will split into the 2 types. The transport request will split into the 2 types. Actually, one is the co-file and second one is the data file. Co-file and data file here. Co-file and data file. Co-files and co-file starts with the K9 and a number, right? The next one is the data file. Data file starts with the data. Then it starts with the R9. Co-file, data co-file and data file starts with the number. Some number it will starts with the co-file and data files here, right? So TR will release into the 2 types. One is the co-file and second one is the data file here. Data file here. So now we have not released it now, right? We have not released it, just we are seeing now. So we have everything is there here. We have many things are there in the systems. So we have many things are there here, co-files and data files. So, but let's see latest timestamp with today's date. You will get the core files and the data files here. Let's go to the TMS. Okay, just release the transport request here, release it. So when you release it, this will be create the core files and the data files will be created, right? So this is exporting. Exporting means releasing here. You release it the transport request now, right? So here up to here, the team's responsibility. Which teams? So your transport team's responsibility up to here. So they will release the transports and everything. They will release it here. Why the screen is like this? Okay, so go to the here. See here, whenever you release the transport request number, that transport request number, the flow files fit into the K90017, right? And also same thing, data file also will split into the R9, so 17. Why? Because the transport request which you released is the 17 number, right? So always the transport request naming convention would be like the TR naming convention is SID, CL, and T, and a number will be generated here. Suppose your SID is the ECD, then ECD. So not the CL and T, the transport request naming convention would be SID, K9, and number. Number is the transport request naming convention. Suppose your SID is the this one, then ECD, K9, then the sequence wise the number will be generated like this, right? The same concept here also, the request is generated. Whenever you create the request, ECD K9, so 00017, like that, the number got generated here. Then when you release it, release means export. The export, when you release it in the operating system level, in the trans directory, the core files and the data files got moved. The core files and data files got created here. So core files and data files got it will be created here. Not core files and data files got created here, right? So that is the main thing here, right? So now what's your duty now? What's your duty now? You create the TR, you release the TR will split into the two files. Then from here, all these two files will be in the your trans directory, right? In the trans directory, right? It kind of trans directory, the core files and data files will be created. It is created means the transport request is released, right? Here you have to release it. Release means you have to click the release button, then that will be released. Released means definitely the core files and data files got created. From here, then you have to import it here. They will request you to import into the target system. Here, our duty, your basis duty will come to the import here. Import the transport request here. Importing the transport request here. So that what you have to do, you need to import, right? Using the STMS concept, you have to import it here. So configuration and importing also same place here. Then, so they will ask you to, so could you please, basis team, could you please move the transport to the your production system, Then log into the production system. So production system, go to the STMS transaction code. Then they are asking you to move to the production, means P, right? So just click on the P. Then when you click on the P, production, right? So the request came here, moving the BDLS changes to the production here. Then select that request here. Then go to the truck symbol here. Here you have the two trucks here. One is the full loaded truck and the second one is the semi-loaded truck. So we always go to the semi-load truck, because we are not importing all. We are only importing the one request here. So then select this button, right? You can select that button. So just click on the import, which client we are going to import it, 100 client. Then select this button. Then, so you want to start immediately. These are the transport import options here, right? You want to import this transport request, click on the immediate. So, or you want to schedule it for tomorrow, you can schedule it. Then, so execution. So execution means, so here just you can do execute in the either the synchronous mode or asynchronous mode here. So means the request will be executed by default in the asynchronous mode, which means So whenever you click the import button, then asynchronously the dialog process is released. When the import started, the dialog or batch process will be started, right? At import it was released, actually it will be released. So, but when you click on the synchronous button, one dedicated process is stick to this transport, then that will not be released until import has ended. It will be blocked. So normally we will go for the asynchronous mode only. So these are the transport options here. So which options you need to choose it here? While importing the data into ECD to ECP, you want to import the request again. You want to override the originals. No, I don't want to override the originals. Then ignore invalid component versions. Any script. These are the options, transport options, importing. Just select this one. Just click on the import. Then while importing this transport request in the one job, see here truck symbol is started, import is running here. Means this transport changes are moving to the ECD to ECP. This transport changes are moving here. ECD to ECP, this transport changes are moving here. Just click on the refresh button. Then see here the request is successfully imported here. So how can we know whether request is successfully imported or not? By checking the written code here, right? Go to the here. Just check the written code here. Written code RC. RC means written code. Here, written codes, there are four types of written codes here. 0, 4, 8, 12. Right? 0, 4 means successfully imported. Successfully imported with warnings. 8 means one or more objects are having issues. That functional team has to take care. Then 12, development teams. 12 means so some system error, we need to check why the 12 comes. Okay. So, but here it is imported. You can see the mouse over, the transport request is green, which means it is imported, which means our changes also should reflect to the here, right? Let's go to the check in the systems here. Let's go to check in the system. So whatever the data is there in the ECD, same data will come to the ECP as well. Go to the here, SE16 for the viewing the tables data. Go to the here, then go not the save, go to the execute button, then see here whatever the entries are there here in the ECP, ECD, whatever the entries are there, same entries are here, same entries are exist here, which means so the data is moved from development to quality, the data is moved here, right? That is the transport request procedure. So here while importing, so backend RFC destinations will be called, that I will explain it tomorrow. But today, how to create the transport request, then how to release it, how to import it. These three things we can learn today, right? How to create the transport request. You don't need to add the no need to add the tables here, right? Just go to the your system, ECD, go back and SE01 to create the transport request. Create one dummy transport request here. Just click on the create. Just move the test transport, test you are giving. You don't need to add the objects also. Just go ahead and click the release button. This is a 19 transport request. Just click on the release button. Then the request is released. As soon as this is released, then immediately in the co-files and data files, the data file is generated. See here, 19 is generated immediately, right? The data file also got generated, 19 got generated, which means co-files, the data got generated here, right? Then you are good to import to the your ECP system now. Go to the STMS. So then check the which system you want to. Go to the import overview. Just click on the, this is our duty. Importing the transport request is our duty here. Just select that button. Then go to the, so go to the system. Then you can import it here from there, right? See here again, test transport, test. Just click on the OK button. Then click on the import test. Then ECP. Then 100 client, which client, then you can move the changes here. Whatever the options you want to choose it, you can move the options here. But there is no data.
Sir, but sir, we have created workbench request, right?
Yes.
Sir, then why do we need to mention target client? It is applicable for all, right?
Yeah, but target client, we are not mentioning anything, right? Dedicatedly here. Automatically, when you are creating here, when you are creating the transport request here, so SE01, the systems are already there, exist in the ECP. ECP, when you go to the workbench customization request also, the target system will come here automatically. Why? Because the target system is added in the domain controller, added in the domain control. That's why. If you have one more system is also there, then the list will come to the here. So here target system is there. That is the reason it will come automatically.
Okay.
Okay. So just to, our duty is here importing the transport request. The third option, like the first one is the creation of the TR. Then second one is the release. Then third one is the importing the transport request. Importing the transport request. So if you don't know this thing, just ignore it. If you know, if you feel it's very critical to understand this creation and release, you can ignore it. Only our duty is the importing the transport request. To go to via STMS transport, then select the system, which system you want to import it. Then select the TR, then click on import button, so that the TR will be imported. Click on the import button, the TR will be imported. This is what we have to do it here, right? So now we created. Now go to the STMS and see import queue here. So we moved one more test transport, right? The test transport also moved to the here. See here, the test transport also moved to the here. So it's a green, which means the data is moving here. So this is the way our development folks, our functional folks, they will move the changes from development to quality to production like this. So they will develop the objects data in the development system. They will ask us to move to the quality. Then we will move to the quality system. So then here using the STMS concept, we will move to the quality. Then they will move the same changes. They will ask us to import it here. Then again, we have to import to the here. So they will develop here. Then we will import this system and we will import to here. 2 layers, we will import the transport request. That is the main thing of the transport import procedure. Importing is our responsibility. So only the data releasing is their responsibility. So releasing and creation, their responsibility. Our request is they will provide the one transport request number. Hi basis team, please import the transport request to the quality system or production system. They will give the SID. Then our duty is we have to import it. We have to import the transport request. Okay. So this is the way. For now, you can just create in the tier, not done by developers only. It's done. Okay. So they will do. Why? Because they will develop the data and everything, right? They will take care of all this work and everything. Our duty is importing the transport request. Every day we will get the importing the request. So what you can do, try to create it. See whether you are able to create it or not. If not, so what I will do, I will create it. Then you can import it. I will create it this way. You will also get practice. I will create the transport request, bulk transports. Then just I will get the one more thing here. Test 1 I am creating here. Then releasing. You can import it. 21 you can import it. Just releasing also, right? Then test 2. Like that, I will create the multiple request here. Then you can get the practice importing the transport request and everything. Okay.
The readiness for HANA also there is TR.
Right. S4 also same concept, right? STMS.
And the TR movement is out to your folder.
Same in any above systems, the TR movement is same concept. So 3 requests I created. If we want to create more requests, then go to the refresh here. It will come to the buffer import queue. Still, we have to discuss more on this STMS only. Import written codes. In case of error comes, what is the next solution, where to check and what to check and all these things we have to check it out. That I will explain it. Don't worry. So I have created the 3 requests. You can try to import it here. Okay. You can try to import all these things and everything. Okay. So this is the one thing. So only already completed, don't touch, which are going to be imported. So which means this color, this one, you can import it. You can create it. You can import it here. This way we can track it. This is the import queue here. So all this we can track it here. So next one, how to check the logs if the import fails. then which are the responsible to import them? That one I will explain it. Why? Because in one day, if I explain all, you will be confused. Okay. So I will go. This is a very huge concept. So what you can do today, creation of the transport request, release the transport request, and importing the transport request. You concentrate only on these 3 items for today, right? Tomorrow I will tell you more what exactly we need to check. Okay. Any questions?